What's going on? My name is Bradley with Allaqcess Sports, and we are bringing you a brand new video for MLB Draftkings April 8th, 2022. I guess it's technically opening day number 2, but the goal of this video is just to kind of let you know where our head's at, what our lineup's going to look like, what kind of players we're going to be putting in it. So it's kind of a core play or a stack or two that we'll be playing in our 50-50s and our double-up lineups. If you've been here for a while, you know that we normally do our sleepers, studs, and stacks. There's no high-produced intro, no frill, no joking, no smash that like button. We don't play that game, okay? We're just here to talk sports and try and produce the best lineup that we can as quickly as possible. So we're going to try and keep it under 5 minutes, get into 5 players that we love, and show you how you can manipulate that lineup to fit your needs. Again, I like to play 50-50s and double-ups, so the things that I'm worried about is high floor. Of course, you want a high ceiling, but I like high floors. We're going to start things off with Charlie Morton going up against the Cincinnati Reds. Hopefully, the Braves will have a little bit of a bounce back. And then Jake Odorizzi. He gets the strikeouts, 101 through 111 innings. I don't love it, but you know what? We got to save a little bit of money somewhere. So we're going to go with Jake Odorizzi. If you don't like Jake Odorizzi, 2 other plays would be Sean Manaea, and I'm going to show you how we can pay up to Sean Manaea a little bit later. And then Jose Berrios. I think Jose Berrios is probably going to be the top play. Be weary. The New York Mets-Washington game looks like there's about a 70% chance of rain. So just keep that in mind. We're going to skip over the catcher, and we're going to talk about the first basemen that I love. Do I love Vladimir Guerrero Jr.? 100% yes. Matt Olson, that lefty on lefty, there is an opportunity there. Pete Alonso took a ball to the face yesterday. Not a good situation. Yuli Gurriel smashes lefties. He was your AL batting champ last year with one of the highest averages in the league, or excuse me, the highest average in the league. So we're going to put him in the lineup going up against lefties. Second base, Ozzie Albies from this Atlanta Braves offense. I think they're going to put up a lot of points today. San Martin, I believe, only appeared or started in 2 games last year, so we don't have a whole lot of tape on him. But Ozzie Albies is going to get them started off the right way. If you don't like him, 2 other options for you. Jeff McNeil, be weary of the weather, and Kevin Biggio. So we'll drop in Ozzie Albies into this lineup that you see below me. Third baseman. There's a couple to really like here. Manny Machado. We haven't talked about San Diego. Matt Chapman at $4,300 is an absolute bargain, but a guy that I love. I'm a little bit of a Houston Astros fan. Alex Bregman against Detmers, a lefty. I don't think Kyle Tucker, Jordan, and Brantley are going to be the guys producing today. It's going to be Yuli Gurriel, Jose Altuve, and Alex Bregman. So we'll put him in there for now. Again, with the option that we might switch over to Matt Chapman from Toronto. We're not going to do anything at shortstop. There's a lot of plays that I really love. Francisco Lindor, if the weather holds up, I absolutely love him here. Bo Bichette, Corey Seager, both in a really good spot. Dansby Swanson is an interesting play. I don't think he's going to put up a 25 to 30 point game like we could get from these other guys, but he could still get us 12 to 15 points and essentially triple his value. Moving over to the outfield, I already talked about how much I love the Atlanta Braves stack. So the first thing we're going to do is look for this guy. You might not like him. I don't like him, but Marcell Ozuna, we'll start there. Put him in at $4,000. That's going to leave us $4,100 left in the rest of our bankroll. If you don't believe me about the stats, also look at Bregman's splits real quick. Bregman splits, his OPS against lefties, 875, against righties, 756. So it's a small upgrade. Okay, we're gonna try and go through this fast, guys. I'm trying to keep this video short because we're not in it for the jokes. We're not here to elaborate. Lefty righty splits. Okay, 961 against lefties for Marcell Ozuna. But at $4,000, look at some of the other players that are in his range of $4,000. Will Myers would be interesting to play here. I think I like him better than Justin Upton, Nick Solak, Varsho. I think went 0 for 4 yesterday. Lourdes Gurriel from Toronto could be in an okay spot. Michael Brantley, don't like him in that lefty-lefty matchup. Grisham could be in a smash spot. So let's go ahead and drop him in there. You see he's going up against Kelly from Arizona. We put Brantley in there. We definitely don't want to do that. Go back over to Kelly. Kelly has put up or allowed 21 home runs in 158 innings. So in 27 games last year, he gave up 21 home runs. But if you put this lineup together right now, you have a Houston Astros mini stack, Atlanta Braves you have 2 players from who I think could put up a decent amount of points, and then San Diego. They didn't put up any runs yesterday, but Trent Grisham's going to be the guy to get them started. They need offense to come elsewhere with the shortstop. I'm losing my mind here. Fernando Tatis Jr. being out of this lineup, Grisham's going to have to get him started. This is really where I want to start my lineup right now. It gives me 2 or 3 really, really big bats, 2 guys that I think I can count on to be plus for the day, 2 decent pitching options. I could upgrade Odorizzi. Catcher, I never want to pay down for or pay up for a catcher, so I'm going to just eliminate this top half of people. One guy that's kind of interesting would be Martin Maldonado, who hits extremely well against left-handed pitching. So we'll go ahead and drop him in there. Now you have $4,700, and you get to mess around with the last 2 player positions that you have here. Maybe you want to go with Dansby Swanson. We'll drop him in there. That leaves us with $4,900 to fulfill our outfield position. Some of the best players you can get: Nelson Cruz, Adam Duvall, Rosario, Adele. They're all up there. They all have an interest to me. Tyler Nyquin we've talked about already. But one guy that I'd be more concerned about would be Myers against Arizona and Kelly. If this is your lineup and this is what you put together, it's a decent lineup. Maybe you don't want Charlie Morton, who only, quote unquote, only has 238 strikeouts and 202 innings pitched. Maybe you want to go grab Sean Manaea, who's in a better weather situation. So we'll take out Charlie Morton with that $1,000 we had left over, put in Sean Manaea, who did have 194 strikeouts in only 179 innings. So pretty similar numbers. He does have a higher walks and hits per innings pitched. 1.23 last year compared to Charlie Morton, who was almost under a 1, I should say, at 106. I'm going to leave Charlie Morton in there because I do like him more than Sean Manaea tonight. If pitching's not what you want to upgrade, you can also upgrade your first baseman, Yuli Gurriel, at 5,100. Maybe you don't like him against the lefties as much as I do, and you want to go get the top dog today, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Now are you feeling a little bit better about your lineup? You have Vlad that has a big bat, Bregman, Osuna, Grisham. All these guys can put up decent amount of points for tonight's game. Maybe Vladimir Guerrero is not the guy from Toronto that you're looking at, so we'll put Gurriel back in. Take out Grisham, take out Myers. And now we're going to go over here and we're going to look for some bats from Toronto. And we'll put in George Springer and Cavan Biggio if he's playing. He has 2 different options to be second base or outfield. This is just another way to get some Toronto bats in your lineup. So now you're looking at 3 of the biggest offenses. If this game doesn't play, 3 of the biggest offenses. You're not taking any real risk here with the 3 Houston bats, 3 Atlanta bats, and 2 Toronto bats. And we'll leave it there at that. If you have any other questions, find me on Twitter, find me on Instagram, find me on Facebook at Allaqcess on any platform. You can locate us there. Drop those questions. The DMs are always open. Our mentions, obviously, we'll be able to get back to you. But this is kind of my core play. I really like that Toronto stack, and I'll probably try and sneak that in there. If not, and I go with San Diego, Vladimir Guerrero, I think, is a must start for me in that situation, just so I can have it a little extra pop from my bats. I appreciate you watching. I know I'm not going to beg for likes, but if you enjoyed any moment of it, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video, and a thumbs up will help other people see it. So we can take down the big dog. Those people with 150 lineups, it's a little unfair.